Yeah. Yo, when I have days like this and moments like this, I just need wanting somebody to talk to, bro. Because, like, I'm an older brother, and my entire life I've had younger siblings. Well, at least for 18 months, I was all alone, but then I had my sister. And whenever I would get like this, I would just go find one of my siblings and just start talking to them, bro. And, like, they would be, like, kind of forced to listen because, like, they can't really go anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, they might go to the bathroom, but I might even wait outside the bathroom for them. You know what I'm saying? But whenever I get like this, what's that sound? Whenever I get like this, I just really want somebody to talk to, so I don't have nobody, so I just talk to the internet. Now, back in the day, my mom said that I had imaginary friends, and, you know, I would talk to my imaginary friends, but, you know, they ain't really the same. It doesn't hit the same now. So I just get on the internet like this, and I start making these videos like this. But that's really where this is coming from. Like, excuse me, thank you for indulging me and listening to my talks, because I have actual, like, wise things to say, but at the same time, I like to keep a balanced, like, brain rot to wisdom ratio. I'm not even gonna call it brain rot, I'll just call it, like, brain sludge. I like to keep a balanced brain sludge to wisdom ratio, because I'd be yapping, and half the time I'd be talking about things that's just, like, random, but then the other time I'd be talking about things that's actual facts and actual wisdom. So it's like you're saying you gotta pan the gold. You know what I'm saying? You gotta pick out the sand and pick out the silt. But what the purpose of this video is that it's cold right now, and two things. One, no matter where I go to in life to try and escape the cold, my body's gonna adjust to the warm season for that time. So when the colder climate comes for that area, say that I was a Floridian. Floridians be like, it's cold and it's 50 degrees. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, cold is a natural aspect of life, and I just have to, I saw an A right there, that means one. Cold is a natural aspect of life that I just have to, like, embody and or not embody, but I have to accept, and I have to learn how to deal with it. Because everywhere that I go, there's gonna have a cold season. Even if I go to the warm place, they're either gonna have a rainy season to where I could be wet and cold, or whatever. So that's that. Another thing too is, like, sometimes I'll be forgetting that I am literally him, respectfully, and I just have to, like, hype myself up respectfully, because everyone is him or her in their own regard, as far as, like, God only made one of them, and they are their own person with their own abilities and whatnot. So I remember that to myself. Like, I just have to hype myself up in whatever ways that I can, and, you know, I encourage others to also hype yourselves up. The other thing was, if I did not go to Florida for the cold season, I was going to put a wood stove in the van. I'm still considering doing that. However, I'm just contemplating how much of that work do I want to do to this specific van right here. But I was going to put a little wood stove and cut a hole in the ceiling and put a wood stove in. Another thing that came to mind was, yeah, that's about it. That's about it, I think. Okay, so another thing I want to talk about is, like, how do people meet people? Like, how does one meet people? I've been wondering this question my entire life, because I was homeschooled, and I was always like, how can I meet people in the world who are into what I'm into? And, you know what I'm saying? Like, how do I meet people? So I'm still asking that question today. I'm like, yo, how can I meet people? One thing that came to mind is, like, at the apartment complex that I'm staying at with my brother, to, like, literally, like, I mean, not particularly for this complex, because, you know, maybe. Anyway, put up flyers for, like, either a game night or, like, a gathering, just like a hangout gathering or whatever it is. But, like, put up flyers, like, in the halls. Or I even thought of, like, you know, in those apartment complexes where it's just, like, like a hallway with a bunch of doors on either side. Outside of your door, maybe put, like, a thing that says, like, hey, this is who I am, this is my Instagram, if you want to connect, whatever, like that. I know people might not want people knowing where they live and stuff like that, and I get that too. But, like, some way to connect with people, like, in a real guerrilla marketing type way, where it's like, bro, I'm the type of person where it's like, when I did have a gathering, I literally put flyers. I only put 2 flyers around the town, but I put 2 flyers in very high traffic spots with the intention to, like, captivate people to come to the gathering. Bro, it's cold and my feet are kind of numb. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But yeah, like, meeting people has been something that I'm like, how do I meet people, bro? Like, how do I connect with people that are my people, bro? So yeah, that's still something that's on my heart to figure out at some point. How do I do that? But But okay, yeah, connecting with people, meeting people, flyers, bulletin boards for like, okay, like any, I love those complexes that have like those like those common rooms. That's so perfect. Not every complex has those common rooms, but if you have those common rooms, utilize those. I was living in an apartment complex, Caraway Crossing, in Chapel Hill, like Durham Chapel Hill, on the Chapel Hill side, and they had a little community area, and no one would really ever use it. It would be like so rare that anybody would actually like come out of their apartment and like use the community area. Sometimes like I would see people using it, but it wouldn't really be too often. So definitely. But see, bro, this is why the cold for me is like, for something about this season, bro. I was born in Maryland, moved to Pennsylvania. I've been in the cold a lot. Something about this year, bro. This year the cold to me is different, bro. Like my bones feel cold, bro. Like I feel like an old man right now, like saying that, but like my bones feel cold, bro. That's why I was like, I'm going to Florida, bro. God, please don't let Florida get wiped off the map while I'm down there. But that's genuinely what my intention is, to go to Florida, like to get warm, to just sit by the water, get my life figured out, because I'm not gonna be a wuss and be like, oh, the cold, the cold, the cold, the cold. Oh my God, it's cold. But I'm like, hey, yo, hey, Slim, it's cold, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready for April and May right now. However, we gonna tough it out for sure. You know what I'm saying? I might have to put on 2 pairs of socks, whatever it is. Now, it did not make it any better that the heat did go out in the van last year. However, it wasn't an issue because last year it went out at the end of last year. So this year when the cold season came around, I was like, ooh, I actually forgot that the heat went out last year. That being said, as far as right now, I'm in North Carolina. Thankfully, I have my brother's apartment to where I can be in there. I'm just going to Publix right now. But I was heating the van with like, I had a propane stove that I would put a pot of water on top of that, and I would boil water, and that would make it pretty warm. And then I would put up these blankets like this all around the side because the windows would be cold, and that would make it really warm. And then I'll also have a candle. I have like 3 candles under a terracotta pot that would make it even warmer. Oh my God, she's so pretty. Oh my God, God bless this woman. Truly, may she receive everything in this world that she wants. Oh God, well, everything that's divine that God intends for her to have, because beautiful queen. Anyway, moving forward. Yeah, so something about this year in the cold, bro, is like, see how this happened? God told me to park right here, and she's parked right in front of me. Look at that divine alignment. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm just minding my business. You know what I'm saying? But prayers and blessings go out to all the women in the world. May they... Yeah, that's that. Okay, so let me go inside and get this stuff, bro. All right, let me just go inside and get this stuff. All right, I've had a good time talking to y'all, man. Thanks for listening to me. Definitely, whenever I make these videos, I feel a lot better. Like, the fact that I could just see like 77 people saw this, I'm like, hey. You done know, bossy. You done know. Okay, now where to put my card? All right. I just love talking to y'all like this. Like, it feels so fun. It feels like we're kind of like in a relationship, and that's not even like a romantic relationship, like a relationship that's intimate enough to where it's like y'all can see this part of my life. Because like there's people I can almost bet money on it that like the people who are like my family members are not going to see this, bro. Like the algorithm is just not going to show it to them. My mom might see this, and that's really about it. You know what I'm saying? But this is cool because I'm like, whoever sees this, I'm like, this is like a real intimate moment. And the fact that like intimacy to me is like things that like no one else really sees. You feel me? So it's like no one else is really seeing this, bro. And I'm actually going to delete this video off my camera roll so it doesn't take up space, and I'll post it on TikTok. Or maybe YouTube. Maybe I'll post it to YouTube. If I post it to YouTube, then more people will see it. But if I post it to TikTok, then probably only going to be like maybe. I'm not going to put a name on it. I'm not going to put a cap on it to say how many people, but you know. It's an intimate moment. Okay, now where's my card? But yeah, so I'm going here and I'm gonna get these drinks for my brother. Not alcohol, it's vegetable drinks. I forget what he said. Damn, what'd he say? Mango. Okay, he sent me a picture. It's Arden's Garden something. All right, bye y'all.